Hello everyone, this is Riccardo Masini and this is Vlog, and this is ta-da, Beneath the Mat. Beneath the Mat. There is a song, we'll begin with the first line of a song, Tacci di invisibili, passano i sommergibili, which is the submergibilist hymn of of our Italian Regia Marina, the old hymn of the submersibilists. I cannot say that in English. Well, anyway, which is silent and invisible. Here come the submersibles. And this is a game about the Italian subs during World War II. Started by Greg Smith in the great series of The Hunters, The Hunted, but we also have Zeppelin Rider and Raiders of the Deep, and so on, and so on, and so on. Also Silent Victory. A series of solitaire games about various sub-forces during World War II. And this is about the Italian, possibly not many know that the sub-forces of the Regia Marina were essentially the only part of our navy which had some considerable success during the war. Yes, I know you are thinking of by stealth and sea with the SLC, Siluri Electa Corsa, that is the attacks by the Italian frogmen and Italian torpedomen, that is Italian guys riding a torpedo in Alexandria and other ports, but also the conventional subs, because they had quite good successes. Our subs were not as technologically advanced as the German ones, especially in the beginning of the war, but they were not so bad. And this is and they had some successes against the Allied convoys. And this is a game about those subs. As always, here you are a commander of a sommergibile, a submersible. There are many classes. There is a Marconi class. I won't go in any way into the system because you already know the system, so I don't think it is necessary. But this is the general picture. You are a commander, you have a sub, and you do missions in the Mediterranean or in the Atlantic Ocean. There is an exotic mission on Singapore with to the Far East. As always, many missions. Inside the series, lots of variety in the missions, and this is a plus. And let's begin with the pluses. Essentially, I will begin with the comparison with the other titles in the series. Lots of variety, good evolution of the campaign from 1940 to the Italian armistice, which is 1943, the second half of 1943. A good difficulty level, not terribly hard as the Hunted. The Hunted, essentially, you are seeing how you would die, essentially, in the Hunted. No, this is quite possible to survive and to reach a decent tonnage. As always, dictates the outcome of your campaign and what you will do after the war. And the greatest objective of any self-respecting Italian naval officer, that is retire, build a villa in Tuscany, and enter into the winemaking business, which is essentially our form of paradise for our national culture. Anyway, so I really liked that those outcomes. Very funny, very but also quite Italian in the style. Even if you have the other games in the series, Beneath the Mat is absolutely worth it because it is different than the others. More variety in the missions. You have the SLC, so you'll have to if you have played by Stealth and Sea, you were commanding an SLC, un Silure Lenta Corsa. Now you are commanding the sub that is carrying this SLC at destination. You'll have mine laying, You have those resupply missions, but also missions in the Atlantic with Betasom, with the Atlantic Command, or Atlantic Italian Sub Command, and also missions during Operation Drumbeat, that is an attack on the American shipping near the American coast. Lots and lots and lots of variety, lots of different models. Maybe too many models, because one of our problems is that we had too many models of submarines. But this, for us gamers, it is very good. And in all these, the series, the procedures, the rules are essentially 95% the rules of the series. That is, if you know how to play the Hunters or the Hunted or any other game, you will immediately know how to play this game. But also, if you have never played this game, well, I'd say that this is a very good entry point for the series. Because why? A good point, a positive point, is that it is highly procedural. It's a highly procedural game. That is, you can essentially start a game even without reading, or just a light reading of the rule book. But then you go and you just follow each procedure each time, and it is also everything on the tables. Those tables you govern everything, which means that you do not have to concentrate to remember the procedures. They're all there. Each table tells you, okay, now you have done this, go to this other table, roll 2d6 and see what happens, and so on and so on and so on. So it's everything is there. And so you can focus on the decisions, on your own decisions, and on the narrative of these games. Great thing of this game is that they have an incredible narrative potential, an incredible narrative value. Essentially, it's just as if you were watching your own movie, your own TV series, or reading your own book about yourself. So the episodes that happen. Okay, I found a convoy. Okay, wait for the night. Here we go. Launch two torpedoes. Oh no, one of them is a misfire, but I damage it. I can try to get another pass, but oh, they're trying to detect me. They detect me, and the British destroyer is dropping depth charges. So, full emergency dive. Let's see if the sub manages to hold up, and so on and so on and so on and so on. You have your crew. You have your boat. It is a submarine, and they're called boats. So you will get attached to your crew, which will evolve campaign after mission after mission, patrol after patrol. So very good narrative potential. And you can focus on the decisions. You're not focusing too much on the rules. We'll see. One of the problems is that maybe there are not enough decisions, but this is another. This is for the negative points, for the issues. All of this in a game with a very good historical research. Greg Smith is, well, we all know Gregory Smith, how high is his competence in historical facts. But also he had as a consultant Nicola Seggini, who is the author of By Stealth and Sea, and he is a great historian of our sub forces during World War II. So top notch. This also means that the Italian spelling in this game, is one of my points. It is almost completely correct. Almost there are a couple of errors, of mistakes here and there. Spelling the ufficiale alle armi, which is good, weapons officer, but here is ufficiali alle armi. Why it is a plural? Where a fregata with the double T, and it is fregata with one T only, which is frigate. Nothing terrible. 98% of the spelling is good. So I don't think you will be able to understand Italian after reading it, to learn Italian after playing this game. But I would say that is essentially correct. So after that, this is a game which is highly, as I said, historical, very well done, but also from a gaming point, it is very manageable. both on the rules, but but also on the missions, because you can open the game and put it on the table and do a couple of patrols, then register everything in the ship log, and the boat log. I'll have to say, okay, submarine patrol log. Here it is, and you will register what will happen during that patrol, and then you close the box, and then you reopen it on another evening and do a couple of other patrols. But after 1 week, after you can put it away and reopen it after a week, a month, or a year. It doesn't matter. It is very, very, very manageable. Be prepared, because it has a great strong cherry effect. You have done a patrol, nothing happened, oh, let's do another one, or this patrol has been disaster, very bad, let's do another one, another hour. I would say that the patrol lasts more or less a hour, even less, and so you will always try to do another one. Also, as I said, very high variety of missions in there, of situations, but also on Board Game Geek, I've seen an Italian user made a lot of additional material or expansions about the Spanish Civil War, the invasion of Malta, the Capo Matapan single battles. Great. So it is a very open game system. And also, last good thing, there are many good things, because it is nice, it is involving, it is immersive, sorry, I had to say that, and it is highly manageable and highly fun and interactive. It is quite easy to find, because not everybody rushed to buy a game about the Italian sub. So I think that all the series, it is one of that is quite easy to find. This is mostly for us non-American war gamers, but it is important. It is a point. But now the negative points. The negative points is there is the issues. Well, this game has some issue. The first one is just like the strongest point. That is, it is highly procedural, which means you always have one set of decision. Step one, the choice A or option A, option B, option C. Okay, I choose option B, so I roll on this table with these modifiers. Okay, so let's go to step 2. Option A, option B, option C, and so on and so on and so on. They're very fixed and sometimes a bit repetitive steps. And you are rolling on table after table after table after table. This might get a bit boring, a bit consuming in the long run. And also, essentially, every time maybe you have one option which is less dangerous, which poses to less risks, but it is also less effective. Your attack, you may, for example, you may attack at closer ranges, which means that you are more easily detected, but your attack is more accurate. Or you can stay back and attack at longer ranges. You are less accurate. Your torpedoes are more likely to miss, but you are also less likely to be detected, and so on and so on. You have to manage all of this, and it is a lot of push your luck. Speaking of which, this game can be very random. There are lots of rolls, so on the average, on the long run, they tend to average out, but there will be patrols where nothing happens, and others that will be an absolute hell, an absolute inferno. This is great because historically this is exactly what happened. Sometimes this means that the game is not very balanced. Sometimes the game will essentially try and manage to kill you, and you will not have any way, any possible solution to avoid that. And sometimes, as I said before, your decision space can feel a bit constrained. But this is this kind of game. This is both a strong point and an issue. You just have to understand if this game is for you. This is a game that you might like, or absolutely dislike. This is very polarized. The components are good. I didn't tell about the good. Oh, there is a map which is not present in other of the series, uh, but there are some errata here and there. Regretfully, also the tables. My solution has been I photocopied the table Sergenti, personal use only. Don't worry. And I scribbled the correction, the errata on the copies, because I will never write with the pen on an original material of a game. Never. But and you know that something also on the counters. Okay, nothing dramatic. But it happens. It's there. Also, on BGG, you will find an amended rule book with all the errata included, which is very good. As I said, but essentially the main problem here is that campaign after campaign after campaign risks of being repetitive. Get out at sea, find the enemy, attack, try to escape, get back to the port, and then refit and repair, and then let's go on for another patrol. Oh, another thing, this is the attack map. There is not a direct representation on a map of where your sub is, where is the escort is. So there are abstractions. You have to visualize it in your head. This is highly subjective. You might like it. This may not be an issue for others. For other gamers, this is a great issue. They will feel constrained, but not enough decisions, or just rolling a die and no direct representation. Okay, it is this kind of game. The two last issues are not issues, they're not bugs, they're really, they are features. First one, if you're not interested in subs, probably this game will not tell you anything. You will think that is a glorified Excel sheet. If you are not into this particular topic, this game might interest you in this topic, and maybe this even more than others than the series, because there's a great variety, so it might create an interest for subs in you. Maybe someone will become a sub officer. I don't know if in our Italian Navy, maybe in the US Navy or the British Navy, I do not know. Now, if you're not interested in this kind of topic, probably this game won't tell you much to you. If you are interested, it is great. And the second feature is that, oh, surprise, it is a solitaire game. Yes, the rule book has options for multiplayer, for tournament. Oh, the rule book has also some small tactical options, but they're not so accurate, so deep. And also these options for multiplayer or tournament game, yes, they are there, but do not expect too much from them. This is a game that has been designed to be a solitaire, and a very good solitaire for me. So let's get to the final conclusions. Do you like submarines? Are you interested in submarines in World War II? Buy it. Even if it's strange Italian subs, possibly maybe you have never thought about Italian submarines, but it is a very good game. Also, as an entry point to the series, because it is not so complicated. It's very well balanced, and it's there's a great variety, so it can show what the system can do. But also, if you have the other titles in the series, this is a good game to have, because it is different, small but relevant but important differences from the other titles. ED in the series. This is a game, as I said, that you must like at the beginning. It is very polarized. If you do not get into this game, probably you will never get into this game, because it's very peculiar. This game are a subgender by themselves. But it is a good game. It is fun. It's well realized. It is well designed. Sorry, It is raised is an Italianism. It is well designed. It is historically sound, and is the fruit of a good historical research, and is very varied inside it, and very balanced. Very balanced game. It's a very fun, nice game. Uh, I I told to my Italian listeners and viewers, guys, we are Italians. You just must have this game about the Italian subs in World War II. It's obvious, but also for non-Italians, also for my international friends and viewers, this is a game I would recommend, even if you have others in the series or other titles in the series or with the system in general, or also if you want an entry point to the series. You see, lots of stuff happening here, rank and the crew status, the attack, and the maps, and the different models and the upgrades, and blah 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 blah. Lots of tables to do all this stuff, but very nice, very fun, and it is a game that you can play in one sitting, then put back and get on the table again and continue the same campaign. So in the this is a long running game. In the long term, you will really appreciate it. I'm very happy for having bought it. For me, it was a must, of course, for obvious reasons. But this is a game I recommend. This has been Beneath the Man, and this is Riccardo Masini. Hello to everybody. Say, have fun. Take care, because there are hurricanes and other very bad stuff happening all around the globe, as you all know. But as always, let's see. I really wish a very good day to every one of you, and see you next time. And as always, remember, don't be scared. It's just war games. Ciao.